Hi, this is my video on the SANDMARC Pole Black Edition. Now this is a action pole for your GoPro or action camera. Now you can get away using a smartphone on it, but you would need the smartphone mount to go on top. Now I'll go around the box. At the top we have the words SANDMARC and action gear. We have a picture of the pole itself with a GoPro camera on there. SANDMARC action gear again. And at the bottom we've got a skier, and at the very bottom it says SANDMARC Pole Black Edition. Now we go on that side. It says designed in California. And on the back here, other than the Amazon, that's just an Amazon sticker, so that is not a barcode for this thing, it's just an Amazon sticker for them. It just has a brief description of the pole itself. It says the packaging includes telescoping pole, thumb screw, tripod mount and remote holder for GoPro remotes. And obviously you have to purchase that separately, the actual remote. You don't get the remote with this, only the holder. And then it says at the top here, remote holder, clip included, fits all GoPro Hero cameras, durable, lightweight. Now the pole extends to 40 inches and retracts to 17 inches. And it's an aluminium pole with a rubber grip. Now, I will later on show you in the video, in my video, how I actually measure this, because I know they tell you these dimensions, but I would explain further on in my video what I normally have as the true length of any pole or selfie stick. And then on the other side we have, for more information you can contact SANDMARC through their website, and then it just says on here SANDMARC Pole Black Edition telescoping pole for GoPro cameras. And we're back to the front. Now this is what you get inside. You get the actual pole inside. You get the GoPro remote clip here, and we get a nice metal aluminium thumb screw with its own nut on the top. Now the nut, as you notice, is not connected to that at all. There is a screw thread here. There is a screw thread built in here, but the nut is not connected to the top. So this is what you get inside, and we'll go around the pole. We have a nice, as you can see, nice lanyard, wrist lanyard here with the word SANDMARC printed on it. And we have an adjustment, wrist adjustment here, to tighten or loosen to your wrist. Now we have the rubber grip here, and I have to say it is a very nice feeling rubber. It doesn't feel cheap at all. It feels of good quality, nice good quality rubber there on there, and it is and it's got this kind of mesh imprint in there for texture, so that's really good, with the words SANDMARC, as you can see on there. SANDMARC written on the pole itself. And then towards the top we have this pole, as you can see, has a nice smooth action in extending out and contracting in. And we have locking turns here. Now they're locking screws here to adjust the pole, which is quite nice, and they're quite nice and quite fluid in action. And at the very top here is your GoPro holder here, and as you can see, or action camera holder, and as you can see, this is all made out of metal as well. So this is all made out of metal. When I mean metal, aluminium, and it has its own screw thread there. So here, bring closer to the camera. As you can see, it has its own screw thread here, and I'll turn it that way and shake it, and you can see that is not coming out. So there's an own screw thread built into there. The actual thumb screw, I actually like. This is one of the best feeling thumb screws I've ever come across in a pole, in an action pole, or in a GoPro item I've ever come across, because it absolutely feels solid. That's made out of metal stroke aluminium itself, and obviously you have the nut here for extra locking on your GoPro or action camera at the top there. And you do get some plastic washers, so you got two of these washers. So there's one here and there's one fitted just there. So you get these two washers with this pole, which is quite good. Now, here's the pole extended out. And as I always say in my videos, between these two measurements, I always measure from the top of the handle to the bottom of the mount, because that to me is the true length of a pole. Because I know the manufacturers measure from the bottom of the pole to the top of the camera as the length. I don't go by that. I go by the actual, these 2 points, because you use your hand, takes up some of the inches of the pole, and the camera takes up some of the inches. So that to me is the true length of the extension. And between these 2 points here, it is 33.5 inches long. So it's 33.5 inches long between these 2 points. Now, the weight of this pole weighs 272 grams. It's a very light pole. It's probably not as light as a carbon fiber pole, but considering that it's made out of aluminium, it is a light pole. So it's 272 grams this pole weighs. Now, to extend it, you simply turn anti-clockwise these screws here, pull up, and then turn clockwise to lock it into place. So that locks it into place, and I'll do the same again there, and that locks it into place. And you can have it at any length that you choose, and also you can, with the mount on there, you can angle the GoPro, your GoPro camera towards you or away from you. It's up to you how you ever want to do it. But as I said, this pole is lightweight and it is made absolutely good. This is built like a tank, this pole. There is absolutely no plastic apart from the two washers that I actually showed you, and the actual mount here, which I didn't really go into, but this is your GoPro mount for your remote, and that's made out of plastic. Pity that was not made out of metal. That would have been the icing, the cherry on the cake then for this pole, but it's made out of plastic. And obviously the little fastener here, them are the only two things on this pole made out of plastic. Even the tighteners here are made out of metal. So everything on the majority, I'd say 90% of this action pole is all metal stroke aluminium, 90% of it, with only 10%, if you want to call it that, is plastic, that bit there and that bit there. Now, this is my 2 pence worth on the SANDMARC Pole Black Edition. Now, one thing I did mention, which I normally do mention about poles and selfie sticks at the beginning of my videos, is the price from Amazon. Now, this from Amazon is 1p shy of £40. So it's about, this is a £39.99 pole. And to me, out of all the poles, selfie poles that I've used and tested and reviewed, this one absolutely worth its money. To me, it's worth its money. It feels absolutely solid. It feels very lightweight. I have ordered the SANDMARC pole, which is a carbon fiber one, so I'd like to know what that one actually feels like and how that feels. But if you're one of these guys or women or girls or women who go on action sports like skiing, rock climbing, diving, you know, any of them action sports, right, that you're into, you cannot go wrong with this pole. This pole to me is built for things like that. If you're looking for a solid pole to take with you to put on your action camera, and you're not even doing action, spending £40 on a pole like this would probably last you for years. Is your best money to spend, to me. I don't see any negative thing about this pole apart from, I'd say, the price, but £40, because I know most people out there probably would not spend £40 on one particular pole for their camera or even for their phone. They wouldn't do it. So I think that to me is a negative in one respect, if you want to put it that way. But all I can say about this pole is just pure pluses. I like the grip. When you actually, if you ever order this and you feel the grip, you know this is solid. In the rubber, it's a good quality rubber on there. Solid feel, love the texture on there. And even if your hands are wet, it feels strong. Because I have taken this, it's raining at the moment, and I have taken this out in the rain. I tried to do some shots out there, but I've just get loads of speckled water droplets on the camera, and it would just look too rubbish. So in my opinion, that's why I haven't showed you them shots. But even when my hands was wet, it still had grip on there. So if you got gloves on and stuff, trust me, this will still feel grippy in your hand. Through the gloves, it will still feel grippy. The only I know I said about the positives is the aluminium of it. It's made of pure aluminium, pure metal. It's made of, including these tighteners and the GoPro mount at the top, all metal, which is great. I can't really say the two plastic bits on here are a negative, because it is good quality plastic that they have made them out of. That's the holder here for the control, your GoPro remote control, and just this little fastener. Them are the only two things that are plastic, and even then, they're made out of good quality plastic. This is a very, very good pole, and I'd say if you want something to last, if you're looking for an action pole for your GoPro camera, or even your 360 camera, if you've got a 360 camera, you can still put it on here, as long as you've got the GoPro mountings to it. This is a very, very decent pole to get, and I like the actual length of this thing that it extends out to as well. I know it's 33.5 inches, I said, but it extends. To me, that's long enough for most things that people require. You don't need a real extra long pole. This is really good, and even as extended like this, it still feels solid, still feels straight, doesn't feel any bend in there. So if you're looking for a decent pole, the SANDMARC Pole Black Edition, get it. Just get it. Just spend your money, get it. You won't be disappointed with it. Now, that is my 2 pence worth about this pole. If you've got this pole already, whether it's the black edition or the silver edition, I think they do, or even the carbon fiber one, please let us know down in the comment section what you thought of the pole, because my guess is that you're probably an action adventure person, and that's why you've got this pole. But please let us know down in the comment section. If you like this video, please like, please subscribe. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. And just one more thing, I know that the picture quality of my video on this particular video is not that good. It's because I've loaned my camera out again to my sister. So I am now using my phone at the moment to tape. So that's why. Anyway, thanks for watching.